I, 37M, tend to travel out of state fairly often for my business. There's 4 cities that I go to fairly consistently throughout the year. On my second to last trip, an employee of mine offered to set me up on a date with a friend of hers because she knows my wife and I are polyamorous, and that my visits tend to last a few weeks when they happen, which tends to get somewhat lonely. After a little bit of hesitation and convincing by my friend, I agreed. She sent me her friend's number. Her friend, Emily, 35, for the purpose of the post, and I started texting back and forth a little bit as a precursor to my next visit. I was upfront about being married and being polyamorous. She was okay with that, barring she could confirm with my wife. My employee did a 3-way call with Emily and my wife confirmed. After that, when we started texting again, I clarified my 2 big requirements: must be okay with poly, and be child-free. Emily said that was reasonable, so we then traded some non-risque pictures to ensure we both knew what the other looked like. Emily was breathtakingly gorgeous. As my next visit came closer, I offered to take Emily out on date. She accepted and we continued to text back and forth in the meantime. Since our texting was fairly sporadic, I opted to take Emily out to a nice restaurant so we could get to know each other a little better and have a nice meal at the same time. On the day of, we met at the restaurant and my breath really was taken away at the sight of her. Her pictures didn't do her justice. As we got to talking, things were going fairly smoothly. The conversation was flowing well, there definitely seemed to be chemistry, and we were able to go between joking and being serious in our conversation. There was no awkwardness at all. Until I asked her what her typical weekend looks like, and she revealed that she spends a lot of it with her kids. She had not mentioned having kids up until this point at all. I was caught off guard and told her that while I don't have anything against her, I do not date single moms after some previous experiences. I also said I'd like to end the date there since I didn't want to give any wrong impression. I called for the waiter to get the check. She asked why and I told her it's just my personal preference and that I don't really want to get into it. She didn't push and accepted that I wanted to call it an evening there. I paid for everything, bid her a great rest of the evening and left. About an hour later I got some nasty messages from Emily accusing me of being a misogynist, and hating single mothers, not understanding the struggles of dating as a single mom, and how life is so difficult for us single moms and how there's no good guys left. After the first 4 messages I stopped reading and opted to just block Emily because I didn't want my evening ruined any further than it already was. A short bit after, my wife said Emily had been texting her the same nasty stuff Emily texted me. I told my wife to just block her. Upon my return to my home, I was chatting with a few friends about this experience. Some of them said I was a major for ending the date immediately upon finding out she's a single mother and for my preference of not dating single moms. I showed them the messages that Emily had sent and told them that protecting my peace from this kind of stuff is exactly why I don't date single moms at all. Some accepted my reasoning, others persistent that I was still a major One suggested I come here to try to get a gauge from a greater populace than my own friend circle. So Reddit, Ada for ending the date with someone as soon as I found out she's a single mom?